Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley's love, major mistakes. Triple H must avoid making with Roman Reigns' return. The board of WWE's feelings for CM Punk amidst his contract negotiations. CM Punk's backstage attitude to affect his SummerSlam match's outcome. Damian Priest versus Gunther expectations. The WWE Creative will blame Damian Priest for his championship run. Ronda Rousey originally had plans on pitching a major project to WWE Studios. Paul Heyman returns as a manager of a former champion on Raw. Let's dive right in. Major mistakes. Triple H must avoid making with Roman Reigns' return. Roman Reigns has been off WWE television since his historic WrestleMania XL loss to Cody Rhodes. His absence left a massive void in the bloodline. The void has been admirably filled by Solo Sikoa, keeping the 4-year storyline compelling. Sikoa's thuggish approach has led fans to chant, "We want Roman," in the last 3 months. The feeling is that the original Tribal Chief's return is imminent, with SummerSlam 2024 being the most likely place and time. Given the fans' current yearning for the big dog and the Street Champs booking, the return will likely blow the roof off Cleveland Browns Stadium. That said, what the Triple H-led creative team does with him afterward is of the utmost importance. Here are 4 mistakes the game must avoid with Roman Reigns when the Tribal Chief returns to WWE. Number 1. Triple H must avoid booking Roman Reigns back into the undisputed WWE title scene with Cody Rhodes. For 13-16 days, Roman Reigns was the top champion in WWE. For 13-16 days, Reigns used the title to propel himself into the all-time great stratosphere, elevate mid-card mainstays into main event stars, and spearhead record business for the Stamford-based promotion. The Tribal Chief had one of the greatest reigns in history. However, it was also one of the longest. As such, there is massive fan fatigue towards the 39-year-old about the undisputed WWE Championship. Should he immediately slot back into that scene, the reception towards his return may sour very fast. The former Shield powerhouse does not need a rematch with Cody Rhodes for yet another title reign. The smart move would be to save Reigns versus Rhodes III for a later date and keep the duo separate for now. Alternatively, they could form a reluctant alliance to fend off Solo Sikoa's bloodline, showing each other mutual respect. Number 2. Triple H must not rush the original Bloodline's reunion with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns' potential return to WWE at SummerSlam 2024 is widely expected to lead to a clash of bloodlines, most likely at the Survivor Series, War Games. For this to happen, though, the big dog would need to assemble a team to oppose Solo Sikoa's group. There are many variants of this being discussed, some including Cody Rhodes, others with Sami Zayn, and yet more with the not-yet-debuted Hikuleo. All these combinations involve Roman Reigns and Jey Uso recruiting superstars they have wronged in the past, most importantly, Jey Uso. If this is the direction, Triple H must make sure not to rush any potential reunion, ensuring that the character's grievances with the Tribal Chief are properly addressed. This will help the eventual reunion feel organic and spur the subsequent group warfare to even greater fan interest. Rushing the story could squander that momentum altogether. Number 3. Triple H must avoid unnecessary swerves with Roman Reigns upon his WWE return. As Roman Reigns' potential SummerSlam return draws near, the WWE Universe has a pretty good idea of what they want to see happen with his story. This is a blessing for Triple H and the creative team because they have a story on their hands with ready-made momentum. It could also prove to be a curse, causing great fan backlash if an unpopular move is made. The Bloodline storyline, though highly acclaimed, has been guilty of some swerves that did not resonate with fans. Decisions such as Jey Uso turning on Jey Uso at SummerSlam and The Rock returning to take Cody Rhodes' WrestleMania XL spot proved very divisive. The game and his creative team must avoid such a faux pas, ensuring they pay off the anticipation for Reigns' return in a grand manner. One such swerve could see the 39-year-old shock the world by staying heel and aligning with Solo Sikoa. Such a move must be avoided at all costs, as it would lead to a massive backlash from fans. Number 4. Triple H must not revert Roman Reigns to the big dog if he returns to WWE as a babyface. Before Roman Reigns became one of the greatest heels in WWE as the Tribal Chief, he was a polarizing babyface as the big dog. The former Shield powerhouse struggled to gain universal acceptance from fans as the successor to John Cena's ultimate babyface crown. This reaction was, ironically, the same as the champ had been getting for a decade before that. When Roman finally turned heel as the audience had long desired, he unlocked a new level of superstardom. However, Reigns' heel run has come full circle, and he's expected to return as a babyface, or at least a tweener. With this in mind, It would be a mistake if he reverted to the big dog persona, at least in the near future. One reason is that Cody Rhodes has already filled the ultimate hero spot, and the American Nightmare is showing no signs of slowing down. Another reason is that the big dog's greatest allure was arguably in Shield reunions, which look extremely unlikely with Jon Moxley firmly entrenched in AEW. The board of WWE's feelings for CM Punk amidst his contract negotiations. CM Punk's return at the Survivor Series Premium Live event caused a huge stir in professional wrestling with its excitement. There have been many rumors about him signing a deal with WWE, and recently, there's been an update on his reaction backstage. CM Punk's return to WWE was a major event that shook up the company's storylines and added a lot of excitement about its future. However, he has been sidelined for a long time due to a triceps injury he suffered at the Royal Rumble, and he hasn't competed in a match since. There have been persistent rumors about CM Punk renegotiating his WWE contract. Dave Meltzer claimed that Punk initially signed a short-term agreement, which was up for renewal, and that's why he was renegotiating with WWE. However, it was then clarified that CM Punk and WWE are currently in negotiations for a new contract, and that it was WWE who initiated the proceedings. The motivation for renegotiating the contract, despite having an existing one, comes from the changing dynamics of the business. This includes factors like big numbers, merchandise sales, and social media impact, which were discussed during the negotiations. WrestleVotes reports that WWE is very pleased with CM Punk's recent performance. The company is impressed with his positive attitude, strong commitment, and significant impact on TV ratings and social media engagement. Additionally, his merchandise sales have been very successful. WWE aims to keep this positive momentum going for as long as they can. Regarding the recent CM Punk news, a source tells me the company is extremely happy with Punk's attitude, commitment, drawing power, both TV numbers and social media views, and big merchandise sales. It's safe to say they want to continue this momentum for as long as possible. CM Punk revealed on the July 22nd episode of WWE Raw that he had been medically cleared to compete, paving the way for the anticipated match against Drew McIntyre at WWE SummerSlam. WWE is clearly very high on the Second City Saint, and things are working out well for him since his return last year, proving to many naysayers that he is truly here to stay in WWE. What do you think of WWE's reaction towards CM Punk's current run in the company? Do you feel Punk will become an even bigger star soon? CM Punk's backstage attitude to affect his SummerSlam match's outcome. CM Punk is undoubtedly one of the most iconic superstars in WWE history. A cultural phenom, he is a fan favorite among the WWE universe. But if there has ever been one criticism about him over the years, it has to do with his attitude backstage. This was certainly the case back when he was in AEW, but what about now? And could it affect the outcome of his SummerSlam match? The answer is yes, but not in the way many would think. While his backstage attitude at AEW has been referred to as unacceptable, this is hardly the case this time around. According to WrestleVotes, WWE is extremely happy with CM Punk's attitude and commitment. Furthermore, his drawing power and merchandise sales have been nothing short of spectacular, garnering him more praise. Taking this into consideration, WWE will want to capitalize on this, and as the report suggests, keep this momentum going for a long, long time. So, it wouldn't be surprising to see his match at SummerSlam have a positive outcome. Triple H and WWE Creative could very much have the voice of the voiceless come out victorious, despite the fact that he has to deal both with the monstrous Drew McIntyre and the visionary Seth Rollins. Fans should definitely keep an eye on this space. CM Punk is back, and he is on a roll, so winning his first singles match since his return is not out of the realm of possibility. Nevertheless, this is nothing more than speculation, and we will all find out the outcome of his match come August 3rd, 2024. For years, many believed the idea of CM Punk returning to WWE was a pipe dream. The animosity between him and the Stamford-based promotion was practically untenable, but things have fortunately changed since his return, to the point where reports are suggesting he might want to stay with the Triple H-led promotion forever. According to Ibu from Wrestle Purists, the Best in the World is currently looking to restructure his WWE deal. Now, the first thought in everyone's mind is probably negative, especially considering it's been less than a year since he's returned. But contrary to this, the report claims that Punk plans on never leaving, and when the time comes to take a back seat, he potentially wants to run NXT. If this proves to be true, and Punk can iron out the details with WWE, it's nothing short of perfect. That said, plans can always change, but the WWE Universe will no doubt be hoping for the best. Damian Priest versus Gunther expectations. Damian Priest will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther at WWE SummerSlam on August 3rd. Legendary reporter Bill Apter recently gave his take on what fans can expect when the Raw stars go one-on-one. Gunther earned an opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship, after defeating Randy Orton in the King of the Ring final on May 25th. In recent weeks, the ring general has tried to get in Priest's head by mocking his rival's upbringing and referring to him as street trash. Apter appeared on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine with host Mac Davis and WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. Sportskeeda Wrestling's senior editor said the storyline is all set up for a classy match at WWE's biggest party of the summer. These two have been competing against each other in Europe and Indies for about 10 or 11 years, Apter stated. They were both chunky guys. They didn't look anything like they do now. So, what do I expect? I expect a classy match, even though on Monday Night Raw when that ran, it seemed like the usual confrontation. Apter has enjoyed Priest's work since he became World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania XL on April 7th. He was particularly impressed with the Judgment Day members' response to Gunther bad-mouthing him on Raw. Damian Priest has finally come into the respect that he deserves, because, as you notice, even in the hot time with Gunther during that exchange, he kept his cool. He wasn't yelling and screaming, Apter continued. The WWE Creative will blame Damian Priest for his championship run. Despite Damian Priest being an impressive star on the WWE roster, a veteran believes that the creative department is subtly sabotaging the champion's run. The Judgment Day member has consistently proven himself to be one of the most talented in-ring workers in the company. Priest's talent has impressed many veterans, including the rather critical Vince Russo. According to him, Damian's booking has been less than exceptional in many ways. This leads him to think that the creative department is barely trying to push him. Speaking on the latest episode of Sportskeeda's Writing with Russo, Vince Russo explained that if Damian Priest doesn't get as over as expected, the creative department has no dearth of excuses as an explanation. That is, we tried, bro, we don't know. You didn't get over. We put the belt on you, we tried. You didn't get over. I am telling you, bro. That's what it reeks of to me. According to Vince Russo, Damian Priest has outgrown the need to be involved with Judgment Day at this point. Speaking on Legion of Raw, the veteran explained that the faction was not helping Damian in any way to elevate his star power. This, consequentially, implies that he should branch out on a solo run. If you just thought about this logically, at this point in time, why would Damian Priest want anything to do with the Judgment Day? What have they done for him whatsoever? Why would that guy want anything to do with this group? As of now, only time will tell what is next for the reigning World Heavyweight Champion in WWE. Ronda Rousey originally had plans on pitching a major project to WWE Studios. Former WWE superstar Ronda Rousey recently returned to the limelight with her much-anticipated debut, Expecting the Unexpected. The former UFC star revealed she originally wanted to pitch the project to the Stamford-based promotions studio. Last year, Ronda Rousey unexpectedly departed from the Stamford-based promotion after spending years on and off with the company. The baddest woman on the planet ventured into different aspects of entertainment, such as writing her own graphic novel. In an interview with WrestleZone, the 37-year-old star stated she originally wanted to pitch Expecting the Unexpected to WWE Studios, as they were making movies such as the Marine franchise. Originally, I thought I was going to be able to take this to WWE Studios when they were actually doing stuff. If they could do the Marine 7, I could be able to bring them something that I feel like is even better quality of writing that they would be able to do. I don't know, and I think they're closing down the WWE Studios. I don't even think they are making anything anymore, Rousey said. The potential pitch's timeline was not disclosed by the star. The Marine franchise had 6 feature films, and 4 out of 6 featured The Miz as the titular character. In 2022, Ronda Rousey made a stellar return to professional wrestling for a second run under Vince McMahon's leadership. She immediately scored a major win and punched her ticket to Texas for the showcase of the Immortals. However, her second stint with the company ended on a low note, as many, including fans and critics, were disappointed with her run. She left the company in the following weeks after putting over Shayna Baszler at the biggest party of the summer in Detroit. Nevertheless, she didn't completely give up on in-ring competition, as she made a few sporadic appearances on the independent circuit alongside Marina Shafir. The baddest women on the planet also had a match in the Ring of Honor, ROH. Paul Heyman returns as a manager of a former champion on Raw. Paul Heyman was attacked by the Bloodline several weeks ago, and it was clear that he was now no longer part of the group. Until Roman Reigns returns to SmackDown, Heyman has no role on the brand and could instead be moved over to the Red Show to help someone else. MVP's rumored WWE departure leaves Omos without a manager, and since Heyman is currently without a client, it would make sense for him to move over to Raw to build up the Nigerian Giant as a threat. Since the Wiseman is one of the greatest managers of all time, he is probably the only man who can save the former tag team champion's career. Omos has been floating around since his Royal Rumble appearance, and hasn't been able to latch onto anything without a manager in his corner. He could not only be pushed forward on Raw with the help of Paul Heyman, but he could also become an asset for the Bloodline when he is ready. The Nigerian giant is a 7-foot star who possesses incredible strength. Hence, he could be someone that Roman Reigns could call upon when needed. Omos was last seen on WWE Raw, so it's likely that he will return there, and someone like Heyman could help him find his feet away from the current bloodline. Jacob Fatu has proved his destruction over the past few weeks, and Heyman needs to find someone to equalize what he can do. With someone like Paul Heyman in his corner, Omos could be seen as a threat again and could be given a second chance. He was built up so well in his early years in WWE, and that could happen again with a manager who knows how to get him over. Omos could then help with the bloodline when he is ready to switch brands and join SmackDown. Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley's love. Many fans and experts expect Roman Reigns to return at WWE SummerSlam after several months of absence. Former Raw Talk host Matt Camp pointed out that the head of the table could cross paths with a potential ally at the biggest party of the summer. The superstar in question is Jey Uso. The 38-year-old was part of the Bloodline for multiple years before turning on Reigns and walking away from the faction last year. While Solo Sikoa has taken over the Bloodline in the head of the table's absence, appointing himself the new tribal chief, the former undisputed WWE champion is expected to return as a babyface to confront him. Many now expect Reigns to reform the original Bloodline to fight the Sikoa's version of the group. While addressing Rikishi's criticism of WWE's booking of Jey Uso ahead of SummerSlam, Matt Camp claimed the company might be doing a slow build towards reuniting main event with Reigns. Although the multi-time tag team champion is not booked to wrestle at the premium live event, Camp claimed Jey crossing paths with a returning head of the table at the biggest party of the summer would mean more than him being involved in a random title match. What if Jey and Roman had an interaction at SummerSlam? That means way more than Jey being in some random title match. If Jey and Roman cross paths at SummerSlam, you couldn't tell me anything you could do with Jey right now. That would mean more than that because people know what the history is there. That goes a long way, he said. While criticizing the WWE's booking of Jey Uso, Rikishi slammed the company for teasing a romance angle between his son and Rhea Ripley on Monday Night Raw. He wondered if they were trying to break his son's marriage. In a recent edition of the Wrestling Matt podcast, Matt Camp addressed the Hall of Famer's concerns, claiming Jey and Ripley would not have an intimate moment on TV. Meanwhile, he claimed Main Event would benefit from working with the former Women's World Champion. They're not gonna do that. Rhea barely touched Dom, like any kind of like real serious kiss. She licked his face last night, but like they always kind of kept that at bay. If Jey is involved with the most popular star, arguably, in the top 3-5 in the company, that's not a bad thing. Titles don't matter, he said. Jey Uso teamed up with Sami Zayn last Monday on Raw to defeat the Judgment Day in a tag team match. It would be interesting to see what is next for the former undisputed tag team champion.